So this is episode two that we're talking about financial freedom. I've decided to dive into financial freedom and actually do a little series on this just because I talk about it quite a lot, as I think it's a huge focal point because it's so critically important. It's something I really want to help people understand, wrap their head around, and develop for themselves. I have a lot of people, if you've been following me, and I know you have, I've got a lot of people that have come at me over, months, over years, telling me that I'm superficial, materialistic, and all I talk about is money. But that's what it's all about here. That's what I'm trying to do. Money is literally a tool. This is not about being rich. This is about being wealthy. And there is a difference. Being wealthy is the ability to not concern yourself with cost. Being financially free is not being bound by your finances, being out of debt, making enough money that you don't think about how much money you're making. Or you don't think about how much you're spending, so to speak. That doesn't mean reckless. That doesn't mean careless. That doesn't mean like one of these, movie stars or, athletes who they sign millions and millions and millions of dollars and 2 years later they're busted. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being in a position where you can buy all the things that you need and want for your family without constantly whining and complaining about inflation. Inflation's a thing. Yeah, inflation has been high, but the reality is this is an ebb and flow in our economic system that has always been a reality. For as long as you and I have been alive, it's been a reality. Just because now we have social media and everybody wants to talk about it, the reality is it's been happening. And it's never going to stop happening. It doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter what political party you believe in. It doesn't matter if you believe in crypto or you believe in the currency backed by gold standard. It does not matter. Inflation is going to happen. It's not going to stop. Our economic structure, the system that we live in, functions on a growth. And so that growth is going to happen. What you need to do is make more money so you don't worry about it. That's what you need. So there are lots of ways that you can generate a side hustle. There's so many ways that you can have a side hustle right from your phone. All of us have a smartphone in our pocket, man. You're watching one right now. I am sure that you're viewing this video right from your smartphone. And the reality is that there's so many things. You can review music. Yeah. There's a website you can go to and sit here and listen to music, give reviews on these songs, and literally make $200. Now, $200 sounds like not a lot, but you're listening to music anyways. Might as well get paid for it. Did you know you can literally, I kid you not, you can watch. There's a website you go to. They do it every December. Every December, you go there and you review 25 Christmas movies. 25. They tell you the 25 movies that you're going to watch. You're going to watch all 25 movies. You're going to watch half of these anyways because that's what we do. But check it out. You watch these 25 movies and then you critique it. They give you all these different categories and you have to give it ranks and you have to do all this stuff. You have to set up these parameters, how you would rank this movie in all these different categories. And then in the end, it spits out a result of, hey, where these movies are. Tick, 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 tick. Do you know how much you get paid for this? Watching 25 movies? You can make $2,500. Yeah, $100 a movie. $100 a movie. Now, see, the only catch to that is it only happens in December. But it happens every single year. Every year, you can get a $2,500 Christmas bonus by setting up on this website, signing up, and reviewing these movies. Crazy, right? 25 at the end of the year with holidays, with Christmas, presents, food, having family coming to town. Maybe you want to travel and see your family. $2,500 goes a long way. Not to mention, the end of the year, a lot of us entrepreneurs deal with something that not everybody else does. But we deal with tax season at the end of the year. Even if we're being smart, reasonable, responsible, uncommercialistic individuals and saying, hey, we're not spending $1 million on Christmas. We're not going crazy. We bought each other a nice little gift. And then we, had a nice meal, nothing crazy because we're focusing on different things. Doesn't change at the end of the month. comes January, we're looking at tax season, man. You got to start filing your taxes. And a lot of entrepreneurs do quarterly taxes. So you do it either the end of the year or you're doing it quarterly anyways, which falls in January as well. And a lot of us entrepreneurs, you owe money. You owe money because you're making stacks, and you're making stacks, and while you're making those stacks, you're not getting taxes deducted because you don't have a job, you have a business. So you've got to pay taxes on said business, and those taxes aren't cheap. Those taxes are not cheap. I've literally, oh my gosh, literally, I think the most expensive tax season so far, we paid $13,000 in 1 year. 13,000 is what, instead of a lot of Americans who are not dealing with their, they don't have a business they're running, they're working a normal job. They get a tax return. They get money deducted from each check, paying their taxes, and then they're like, hey, based on certain circumstances, you get a little money back, right? And everybody waits for that tax return because they love it. I get a bill. Your boy gets a bill. Now, I've gotten better. As you grow with your business and you learn, which I'm going to talk about that in another episode. Another episode, we're going to talk about your taxes and how to, I've talked about that before, but you know what I'm saying? But that ties right into this financial freedom. If you get yourself leveraged properly, you don't have to owe taxes. That's right. You leverage yourself where you don't owe taxes. Now, like I said, I'm going to talk about that in another episode because I've gotten better at it. For a while, it was hard to do that. How do you leverage money when you ain't got money? Yeah, it's a little trickier. Now, it can be done without money, but like I said, it's tricky. So, it's taken me a little time to learn a lot of those ins and outs. I don't pay $13,000 in taxes now, but it has happened. So anyways, there's a lot of these different things that you can do. You can literally get on YouTube and watch ads. You can just say, hey, I'm going to watch ads. Put on a TV show or movie or whatever, binge watch Netflix, which I know a lot of you are doing. Binge watch Netflix. While you're watching Netflix, pull up your phone. Because you're rewatching The Office or whatever. You're watching something you've already seen, Game of Thrones. You're watching one of these movies or shows that you watch 20 times anyways, but you binge it every few months just because it's what you do. So might as well just sit back, pull up your phone, make some money on some ads. You just watch some ads, and every ad tallies up how much you make, right? People make hundreds of dollars in a day watching ads. I mean, it's crazy. I can't do that because my mentality, can't do it. But a lot of people do it, man. It's crazy. And that's what I'm saying is there's so many opportunities. You can literally, if you have a good social media following, you got a social media following, you got a lot of friends on Facebook, you get a lot of followers on Instagram, things like that. You got a lot of followers on X. Okay, this is a great opportunity. Sign up to be an Amazon affiliate. I love affiliates. Affiliate's great. Okay, so sign up to be an Amazon affiliate, right? On Amazon, you can literally sign up to their partner program, and then you can promote different items, right? Because you can say, hey, I love this item. I love this item. I love that. You know what I'm saying? And as you do, if they click on the link in your bio, then you get commissions for it. You didn't buy any inventory. You didn't do anything. You just telling people what you already knew you liked anyways. You get to pick and choose whatever you want to tell them about. So you pick something, tell them, okay, so point is there's a lot of abilities to develop a side hustle and start making money doing the things you're already doing. Most of us are doing these things. You're doing this already. You're watching movies. You're listening to music. You see ads, but you don't get paid for it. It just interrupts your life. Why not get paid? A lot of people have social media, but nobody's getting, lots of people are getting paid for it, but not you. Why? Get paid for it already. That's what I'm telling you. This stuff is stuff that you're already doing, but you haven't. But see, they're not out there telling you, oh, look, we'll pay you. Because they're happy to take the free advertisement. They're happy to let you do this for free. They're happy to pay other people to get you to do these things. And then you could be the one who's getting paid to do these things. Yeah. The goal is go to sleep with more money than you woke up with, period. That's what you gotta have, the goal every day, every single day. Now that's an entrepreneur mindset. That's a venture capitalist mindset. Whatever I did today has gotta make me more money. Because if I invest in this company, if I invest in this business, if I put money here, there, everywhere, whatever, what I put out it's got to come back. By the end of the day, by nighttime, I better go to sleep with more money in my pocket than I woke up with. So you want your business that you invested in yesterday to be bringing in money for today. So that way the things you invest in today can bring you money tomorrow. It's this cycle, man. It's this cycle. But ultimately, not enough just regular, everyday, you and me, Joe Six-Pack, you know what I'm saying? Just normal dudes are thinking like that. It's the venture capitalists that are thinking like that. Because it's a venture capitalist state of mind. It's an investor state of mind. It is an entrepreneurialistic state of mind. And you have to, if you want to be to that place of financial freedom, you got to start thinking like that. Whatever I do today, whatever I woke up with this morning, I got to go to sleep with more. See, we live in a society that conditions us, and everybody wants to point a finger that society's doing it to us. It's like the decks are stacked against us. Like they're forcing us. They're not forcing us. They're not brainwashing us. They're doing their job. Their job is for them to make money. Their job is not for you to make money. Their job is for them to make money. My job is for me to make money. Now, I care. I want to help. I want to see more people because I'm aware some people have this cynical mindset that there's not enough money to go around, that there's all these people up here, right? All these people got the money and everybody else is down here and everybody else ain't meant to make money. No, the reality is there's plenty of money to go around. We can all be just fine. Like, the idea of economic stimulation, it's a real thing. The more money we're putting out there, the more money can come back around, right? But this is real. But unfortunately, people spend so much time putting money out there and not enough time bringing it back. There is the bottleneck, right? Because what you have is you've got people, like I said, we're all putting money out there. And we're seeing things on TV, we're seeing things on our phone, on the computer, we're seeing things ever constantly telling you'd be cooler, you'd be happier, you'd be smarter, you'd be faster, you'd be better, you'd be this, you'd be that. You'd be the envy of all your people if you had, this shiny thing. And so you want to buy that shiny thing. Is that shiny thing going to bring you some money? Is that shiny thing going to enrich your life? Is that shiny thing going to position you better? I've heard this argument when it talks about, the difference between like some of these rappers who got all this bling, all this jewelry and all this. They got $100,000 in jewelry on, right? And they compare them to someone like Zuckerberg and they're like, this dude's worth way more than this dude. But then, like I said, I've heard the argument that it's like, well, you're comparing two things that don't match. You're comparing an apple and an orange. Yeah, they're both the fruit, but they ain't even the same thing because this guy's got an image. This rapper, he's got an image. This rapper's got a lifestyle. And part of what generates his income and generates his cash flow is making sure that he embodies a persona, so to speak. And the more that people find out that it's a persona instead of his actual self, the less they buy into him. So I'm not saying it's the right choice. I'm not saying it's the wrong choice. I'm saying that it's got to be a realistic choice. Like Grant Cardone talked about it. He talked about the idea that he could get a fancy necklace or a blinged out belt or something, and it could be 10x this and blah, 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 and he could wear it at the big 10x convention. And he said afterwards he could turn around and sell that item and say, hey, look, I embodied this luxurious, glamorous lifestyle, and then I sold the thing that I was wearing. So in the end, it was a prop and it made me money. See, so I mean, there's different sides of this, You look at like someone like Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is all kinds of glamorous. She's all kinds of glamorous. But the girl's making money. But her glamour kind of sets her apart from so many other country singers. Yeah, I mean, her voice, her songs, her everything. There's so much more than just her glamour. But her glamour definitely identifies her so much different. So there's something to be said about that. There's something to be said about being you and giving into your image and what you're doing. But you can't just keep putting money out there and not having that money you're putting out there bring money full circle. In the end, to me, I'll tell you right now, and some people may disagree, but in the end, what it comes down to, most people who've had enough experience won't disagree, but some people may. It comes down to making money while you sleep. Because if you're constantly bound by hours, and that goes for your side hustle, that goes for, affiliate marketing, that goes for, any kind of passive income that you have, whether it's a turnkey operation, whether it's advertising, marketing, these different things. Like I said, you promoting things on your Instagram, on your Facebook, these things, when it comes down to it, if you're able to do something that's going to generate cash flow while you sleep, you wake up and there's more money, that is when you're going to get to the point of financial freedom. Because then there's no limit to what you can earn. There's a limit to what you can earn if it's always based on your time. You look at these, a lot of people look at these, pro football players, and people talk about this idea of these football players are making, tens of millions of dollars, right? And they're like, how is that reasonable? They're just playing football. I can't argue that it's reasonable. What I can say is at the end of the day, they're paid based on what they contribute. So the owner of the team gives them money, knowing that they're going to get that money back in tickets, in jerseys, in merch. They're going to get more than those tens of millions that they spend. And the reality is if those football players don't take those tens of millions of dollars and invest them, manage them properly, with life and inflation and, never knowing what could happen, there's a clock on their football career. There's a clock. There's a clock. It's going to end. It's going to stop. Sometimes, sadly, tragically, very abruptly. And sometimes if it ends abruptly enough and based on the circumstance, you end up having to pay back some of the money you already got. And that's so tragic. And some people are like, well, how can you look at it like tragedy? Because it's like, look how much they made. It's like, yeah, but there's a clock on what they're making. If what you're earning isn't based on the clock, there's no time limit. It's not based on the amount of years you can spend doing it or the amount of hours you can spend doing it, or, it's ultimately just up to you put it out there and it's just going to continue. Cash flow. That's where true financial freedom comes from. It comes from cash flow, passive income, making money while you sleep. All right, it's your boy. I hope this is giving you a little bit of insight. Like I said, I kind of talked about a lot of different scenarios, but I think these scenarios are important to understand because it's important to understand the different kinds of money that people earn. And ultimately, regardless of whether you're making $10 or $10 million, if that $10 is going to keep coming back every few minutes, every hour, every click, then is that $10? If you can make 100 of those in 1 hour, does it outweigh that 10 million that they only got that 1 year? And then after that 1 year, it was done. Just think about it. Share this with somebody. I really hope it reached you. I hope it helped you. I hope you gave you some more insight. This is not a superficial thing. This is about financial freedom. All right, it's your boy. Share it with someone. Hope it helps them too. If you got comments, if you got some discussion, leave it below. Let's talk. Let's open up a dialogue so more people can understand financial freedom and we can help each other get to a better place. It's your boy. I'm out.